had all the guns and they didn't. So that was a slaughter. And we got up some kind of dirt pile to exit the place from airlocks. But there was some kind of girl with us who escaped from us, and and then we pretty much decided that this place has had it. We decided to move on and explore the next system, and we settled on going to Ayun, and we noted its characteristics from 120 years ago. When we got there, things were the most normal we've ever seen. The radio traffic was normal. This guy Frank came on the radio and welcomed us to the Ayun Federation, IUONN, and gave us a flight path, and he let us skim a gas giant to refuel, but an escort intercepted us after a period of time, and after several days we got to Ayun, and we found out things. Perfectly normal looking civilized place. Ayun consists of 5 planets, and we found out what happened to them after the disaster, and the total population of Ayun is whatever it was, several million. It was population of 7, several tens of millions, and
79 million.
Yeah, right. And we went to Capital, which was a domed city of 9 million people. We bought 16,000 credits of life support. They have big habitat stations at the Lagrange points in orbit as well, about 1 million each. We found out about other planets. We could tap in easily to their. We rented a news feed and got internet news sources. And they mentioned that they are next to another federation of a certain small number of planets called the Frau Guild. It's totalitarian. And to rimward is the Dalo Confederation, and further trailing is the Kargan homeworlds. We found out Kargan was even worse than Frau, but as far as we know, this could all be propaganda. We met a diplomat named Charles Fellows. He's used to helping alien races get into the Ayun Federation. He once went on a diplomatic mission to the Frau Guild, and he told us how the Federation got notice of the quarantine, took steps to weather it, their text preserved. He's asking us not to inform the ordinary people that Guba was destroyed. That's a bit hard because we're raising considerable interest among the population. We got government accommodation. Ayun had no interaction with the Frau Guild for 60 years, and they say the Kargan homeworlds are even worse. We traveled to the government sector of the city. We had like a summit with some of the leaders there. Meanwhile, Tacoma went off on the dark web to see if we could find unofficial information. And let me see. I think his first attempt wasn't successful, but then we went to the meeting. We considered giving them info. Did we agree to give them the info of our travels so far or not? We were talking about it.
I think you were still talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, when Tacoma made a second attempt on the dark web, he embedded a code word only scouts understand. He contacted somebody by the handle of Castle 310, and Castle 310 is promising us 1 million credits each if we carry their diplomat, out of Ayun back to the Imperium. So.
Okay, so just Castle 310 is a contact, yes, but that was the government people who were promising you guys 1 million each because of.
Yeah, the government wanted us. We never contacted.
You haven't, not yet. Not yet.
Well, we were debating it.
No, we found it. There's a meeting, but we never went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think it's Sid's mic that may be hissing a bit.
I think it's his fan. It's pretty hot over there.
Oh, okay. Just depends on where he's pointed. Okay, so Castle G10 is government then? Okay,
no, Castle G10 is the dark web contact that he's yet to contact. The government people have offered you guys 1 million ahead to get their representatives back to the Imperium because...
Oh, they do, okay.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yep.
All right.
Well, they got a little bit terse with the negotiations, and the lady just sort of blurted out, look, just let's cut the crap, da-da-da-da-da.
Okay, so it's the Ayun that's promising us 1 million each.
Yep.
Okay, and the government types also mentioned that the Ayun Federation is actually mining Norkun where we came from, but they hid themselves so that we wouldn't notice.
Yep.
And our homework was to try to decide where to go next. Now, knowing this, I would say, I don't know, we could if we spend months at it with shuttle diplomacy, we could probably drive the price up of sending a diplomat to the Imperium between these Federation things. There's more than one. Okay, I'm just ad-libbing here.
Yeah.
That's the end of my summary.
Yeah.
Very good, Pierre. So they're at what, about a tech level 11? They're a little interstellar federation.
Ioun, sorry, I had it here.
They preserved it. It's Tech B.
Yeah,
yes,
they're...
11.
Yeah, I think you got it right. Come on, why can't I find it? Here it is there. Yep, B.
As well preserved as Velveeta cheese.
Yeah.
So what did we find out about how they survived this 100 years and evolved to where they're at? I might have missed you saying that. Did we find
something
anything
about? Yeah, they said. Let me see. What did they tell us? They got notice of the quarantine. They took steps to weather it. But they don't want us to tell anybody that Guba was destroyed. They closed their borders to the Hazabet subsector. Remember how Aspis was super paranoid about, zombie-like infections or something like that, and they're not going to let us back there. So that's important. They closed their borders. I don't know if anything more was revealed.
The only thing that the Ioun Federation politicos revealed to you was the reason that they are in a bit of a battle with Frolp is when this whole thing, the whole disaster thing went down, there were obviously people from each side that were off planets. So they tried to negotiate to get their people returned. There's Frolp in their grab went into Antrum and decided to destroy Antrum when they thought that the Ioun Federation was trying to make a land grab there. They were just interested in trying to use that as because it's only a small little place, but trying to use that as a waypoint to get their people back. But that's just what so the Frolp, you say Aspis is a bit paranoid. The Frolp are a bit more actionary when it comes to their paranoia, and very definitively so. So that's yeah. And then apparently the Kargan homeworlds, they're even more totalitarian and what's the word? More controlling. Yeah, and as far as you can tell from all the publication, that is the Ioun Federation is trying to set up a set of treaties and commerce between the Dello Federation and the Ioun Federation. That's pretty much where you left it. You guys were heading off to go back to talk about what you wanted to do, and the last thing that you guys talked about was you're probably going to take the 1,000,000 credits ahead and head back to Imperium space with the people, but I believe Tacoma was going to just investigate this Castle 310 first to see what's that all about.
Yeah, because he's curious about the scouts disappearing and taking everything.
Yeah,
I think that's what our plan was.
Yeah. But you...
Question.
Yep.
I got one concern. I know we can get 1,000,000 ahead, but won't we be abandoning our mission? Isn't our mission to go...
No. Well, we've done a lot of the mission anyway. Our mission was just the scout and recon.
We can always come back. Now, we may get some interior motive type stuff from this guy, which is or person, what I'm wondering. So, just curious to see what they say first before we. But being ahead would get us plenty of. We could get battle dress and we can kick some butt.
Right. Okay. That's Eric thinking, but we know where Eric's thinking gets you. But anyway, it's in a good way.
I say talk to every federation, shuttle diplomacy. I don't care how many weeks of jumps it takes. Diplomacy, Visit even North Korea and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you'll get out if you visit North Korea. But anyway, um, so basically you set up a place to meet in the area at some sort of fast food place or something of that nature, or a restaurant or something. Is that appropriate, Tacoma?
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
Some sort of crusty ass diner. Yeah.
Yep. It is definitely going to be out of the way, and yeah, it's one of those dives, but like, you know, it's the food looks mostly edible. So it's one of those dives where you go in. It's an automated place. There's a robot, basically security camera, that's just recording. You do anything, it's probably going to, who knows, probably activate something and get somebody to kick you out or something. But the rest is a wall where you go in and you just push buttons and pick whatever you want, pay your credits, and your food comes out, sort of. So it's that sort of very old food automat style thing. Excuse me, just got hiccups.
Then
Okay.
I will order soup.
Soup. Tomato soup. Okay. You order tomato soup. After about 10 minutes, this guy comes in and just orders some food, and he comes over and plonks himself in front of you, which is interesting because you haven't actually given him a description of you, so you're assuming it's this guy, or it could be somebody else. But he just puts his hand across the table to shake yours and just says Castle 310.
That's the password, eh?
Tacoma's the only contact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've forgotten what my name was, so...
We'll say you can use it.
Yeah. Just say today you're Trouble Teen 1512.
Oh, yeah. I know I am. I'm like 511.
Okay, so he's there. What are you saying?
Give me a moment to recollect my thoughts.
Okay, yep.
I got stuck building something.
Yeah.
So... Oh shit, hold on.
That's right. So, do you want me to quickly go over the information you do know?
No, what information I gave him. I believe I gave him information about Baku. Yeah, I'll start with that. So Baku's interests you?
Baku, Goober, you mean?
Oh, Goober.
Yeah, Goober. He said, well, anything from that place is interesting, don't you think?
Well, I find scouts more interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, you won't find many of those around here right now, will you?
Well, you at least find one here.
Well, you might find two, but we might be from slightly different organisations.
Scouts are still scouts.
Aye. So anyway, are you here officially? Are you here personally? What sort of status are you here?
Professionally, but the government might be a little different.
Mm-hmm. So, he just says, so what are you here for then?
I want to know what happened to them.
They left for more rimward coordinates.
Well, obviously.
Hmm.
But they were hiding something, and it's of interest to me to find out what that was.
Mm-hmm. So if you found out what that was, hypothetically saying, what would you do about it?
Well, that would depend on the information.
Mm-hmm. Just rough ballpark things. You know, like get involved, walk away, call for aid. What sort of ballpark things do you think you might do? Just a couple of ideas, so just to know who and what I'm talking about.
Most likely get involved.
Right. Okay, well, he says that he's probably going out on a little bit of a limb, but seeing as how he really hasn't met up with anyone who's been interested about the whereabouts of the scouts or anything about them since he's been on his shift. He says, and my shift's going on for close to 35 years. So I take it you've been around some of Stardust. How far have you been around Stardust?
Not that far. Only around the edges at the moment.
Rightio. And you've not seen any scouts?
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that?
Not seen any scouts?
Not living.
Not
Actually,
living?
Not even dead, to be honest.
Rightio. Visited any scout bases?
Yeah, they're empty.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know some stuff about Goober, I take it, he says.
Yep.
Yep, you know, you'd know about Aspis and their little controlled experiment.
Steve, do I know about that?
Don't know. Well, if he's talking about the way they handle people coming and going into it, that could be controlled. It's up to you to sort of read between the lines.
I'm not aware of what Aspis is up to.
Uh-huh. But you've how did you get to Goober?
By ship, how else?
Yeah. Did you have any help getting there, or did you just end up there?
Sorry, I just got a message.
Yeah. That's okay.
No. I thought it'd be obvious that you'd know who I am.
Well, as I said, 35 years, it makes a man a little bit cautious. And you say you've been to Goober?
Yeah, I've been to Goober, and I think it's obvious to everyone how I got there.
That's what I'm asking. Did you just arrive there, or did you have help getting there?
We just arrived there.
Okay. So you didn't get shot on sight by the Asbian Navy?
Nope. Let's just say our diplomacy is better than what you're having with the Frap.
I'm not interested in the Frap. They're the least of this sector's worries. Okay, rightio. Well, he says basically, I think it's much easier if I show you than tell you, so let me get the document. Oh, bloody hell. Don't you just love that when it doesn't work? Rightio. So he hands you over a small data crystal. He says outlined on this is an enemy left over from the 5th Column War. Do you know anything about the 5th Column War? He says.
Out of character, is he talking about the thing that the other characters did?
No, the 5th. If you were talking about the other characters, the 5th Column War was something that Jupiter was involved in.
Yeah, Jacob Prometheus and all that?
No, Jacob Prometheus, you guys were employed by Jupiter.
Okay, no.
The Fifth
no,
Column
then
War happened 15 years before that game.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
I will in character respond. No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, it says you need to catch up a bit on your history, my friend. But basically, around about 140 years ago, this sector was threatened by an alien invasion. We thought that it had been dealt with. Apparently, we were wrong. He says when you get to have a look at the data in this crystal, you'll see the area that is being infected, and basically it's basically the scout's job in this sector to ensure that that infection doesn't get any bigger. So he sort of just leaves you with that and walks off. He says, do with it as you will. You few too many unanswered questions for me to give any more information, but if you're a scout of any sort, you'll work it out. Good luck. He sort of walks off. So basically, you'll get back, you'll open it up, and you'll see this sort of star sector map, and it just has these sort of odd markings on it. There's like a border around Goober up the top there, and you've got this main area here that seems to have like a border, and then for some reason there's these two stars which have slightly different circles on them. That's it, really.
Alright. Well, that's some information for some extra money.
Yep.
Bearing. Okay. So it's beyond the Night Rift.
That is a huge chunk of space marked out with the orange.
So.
So, you have navigation, don't you?
Who?
Your character said.
Nope.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think Weaver's got it though.
Okay.
So what's the plan? Are we going to track down there?
Well, he hasn't really given us to go after anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And the information's pretty much just knowing that that's a big red mark is pretty thing for the Imperium.
That's where Jacob and all them guys took out the frickin'
Well, yeah, well, we don't know that. That's why I was asking out of character.
Yeah.
Whether or not that was the thing or wasn't. I wonder if this million credit. How much did the government offer us?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, it was mega credit. I wonder if it's legit.
How long will it take us to get back to the Imperium?
Well, you're in a jump. You'd have to probably go to Zarkos and then jump out from Zarkos, which is a 2 jump and then over the border into the Imperium. So at least 2 and a bit weeks, at least. But as part of your thingamybobbies, your talk with the politicos, part of the deal was that they'd make sure that on their side of the border anyway, they'd see you through with as quick and easy as possible.
What I don't understand is they're jump capable. Why don't they just go themselves?
Because I think the Imperium will shoot on anything that isn't us. Remember,
Yeah.
they're still in quarantine.
I can't hear Steve. I think his mic.
Sorry?
may have trouble.
No, sorry.
Oh, either. Okay.
No, he wasn't saying anything.
Yep,
Like,
sorry.
They can't enter because they'll just get shot on sight.
I
So-
see how that would be a problem.
Yep.
Just a little.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I just got a message from someone overseas who's just got into hospital, so just answering it.
Do what you gotta do, Steve.
Yeah. Two. Okay. Alright guys, so what do you want to do? You've got that bit of information, you've got a small map of some sort, you've got these political figures wanting to, the three of them wanting them to be taken back into Imperium space.
Well, yeah, unless NEL have anything else to do, I mean, I think that's probably the next, would be a good next step.
Well, yep, but I mean the thing is guys, as I always say, you've got some resources, you've just got some new resources. Have you yet looked at them or exploited them well?
No, we haven't.
So, I'll just dominate the fucking thing here. This crystal he gave me, what's on it?
Basically this map, and yeah, basically this map at the moment.
So the only thing, we haven't been to that, the Federation to the far right yet.
Yeah, but it's now a crew decision on whether or not we want to take the money or keep exploring.
Well, can't we come back and get them and take them and keep going?
It's not necessarily going to
No.
happen.
They made
Wanna
it
go now.
clear in your conversation that they need to go immediately.
What is their objective exactly to get to the Imperium? Are they trying to boost their Federation, or what's their goal?
Well-
They're afraid of war.
Yeah.
With the,
Yeah.
Frat.
Yep. Glenn surmised that they probably are under-resourced for an actual war, and they need Imperium support to make sure that they come out of any altercation in some sort of fit state. Is basically his supposition. Last time.
So, well, we don't even know anything about the FRAP, do we?
No, not
What
yet.
do we know about the FRAP?
Well, from what you've been told, and you have been given access to like general knowledge stuff, they basically, so this place is a federation. Everyone who's in it has agreed to join and share resources. The planet of Frap has basically taken over, I'll just move it out of the way for you, has taken over the planets that are supposedly in its guild. That's pretty much all you know, and the fact that for whatever reason the Frap decide rather to let the Ion Federation use Antrim as a point of contact to swap people. They'd rather destroy it. So they destroyed the whole outbase.
Yeah, they sound pretty nasty.
Are they human?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly. So they're maybe like mutant on some level, or humanoid, or human.
Oh, there's some aliens. I mean, the thing is, aliens, the humans and aliens are sprinkled all throughout Stardust.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And they, when the Ion Federation went to try to, for those who wanted to return to Frap space, wanted to exchange people, all the Frap natives went home, but the Frap people wouldn't release any of the Ionian citizenry.
And the Ionians are tech level 11, so they're only jump 2. So with the Antrim all messed up, they really don't have an access to the Frap guild, and the Frap probably did that on purpose.
Yep. Well, you got Kalon and Zarkos Neem, but Neem was taken over by the Frap, and they have a nice little navy base there. Yeah. Yeah. You can see it's pretty heavily. Sorry, Kalon. Kalon is basically just the central navy zone for the Ionian Federation. Travel around the rest of the Ionian Federation is free, but Kalon is their one zone that you don't have, the general public don't have access to. Although people know that people go there, it's military zone.
Well, it looks like the Ion Federation's got the upper hand on the Frap Guild. I mean, they've got more territory, and
they're further spread out. No, well, the other thing at the conversation you were that was discussed was the fact, while the Frap are the most immediate threat, it's the fact that you've also got the Kargan homeworlds. There is a belief that the Kargan homeworlds are actually part of, or in some way have an association with the Frap Guild. And if that's the case, then they're in big trouble.
Yeah. Sounds like the Ion Federation needs help then.
Mm-hmm.
Move on by and just leave these guys here. We might find a bombed out war zone when they come back.
Yeah. And you've already been, the group's already seen that. The very first planet they went into, Juliet, was not in a great state.
Well, why don't we load these guys up and get the hell on the road?
Well, I think you guys are asking that question now. What do you guys want to do? So I do know that Glenn's character was for taking the money and returning back to the Imperium space, but I don't know about the rest of you. And I think Tacoma's opened up to the group.
It's up to the skipper, isn't it? He's
no,
the commander.
He's
not on this one. Not when a lot of pay is in this. This has to be a crew. Because if I decide.
Well,
if I decide, let's keep exploring, and everyone goes, no, you fucking fool. It's a chance.
Well, you know how it works, though. It's like whatever decision you make, we're gonna blame you in the long run.
Yeah. But at least I'll be gone if we leave. But
it sounds like we gotta take the money and we gotta take these guys back.
Yeah.
But then again, though, we've met them first. We don't really know how the Frap Guild or the Kargan worlds really are, because we haven't been there. But
I agree. I think we're missing something, but I don't know any other best approach.
Yeah, could we find somebody who's been to the Frap Guild, maybe someone who escaped there? Talk to them.
They couldn't get anyone out once the borders closed. And all of their and all of their entreaties and stuff have been met with either silence or with military action.
Do we know a basketball player with hair of different colors?
Can you say that again? Sorry, David.
He's talking about Dennis Rodman.
No. Unfortunately, there is no Dennis Rodman in the Ioun Federation. They've checked.
Yeah. He could play basketball with Kim Son. Ooh.
Mm.
Hey, that man's a hero. He is stopping North Korea from bombing you.
Well, if this were the 80s, we could have sent Wham to go over and play. Everybody loves Wham.
Hey, my president's got a bigger button than him anyway, so.
Oh God. Yeah, and the button's on his shirt, and he still doesn't know how to do it up. Anyway, sorry, we'll get off the politics part. Yeah. Anyway. So where do you guys want to go? What do you want to do? So we've got Glenn saying take the money and run. What about the rest of you? Tacoma's opened it up to the group, and I'll let you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Glenn.
But yeah, we'll take it, but cautiously. We'll kind of listen to what the I don't know. Maybe we could like eavesdrop on them while they're in their in their discussions on our ship.
Okay, so that will bring to another issue. How are you going to get them home? Because you only have 10 spaces in your staterooms.
Yeah,
So either they get frozen or some of your team get frozen.
Well, what are their feelings about getting frozen?
If they absolutely have to, if that's the only way they can get there, they will do that. But what they would prefer is if at least one of them can stay unfrozen in case anything happens to the other two.
Alright, who's the most useless?
Well, I think we have some NPCs here, but I think Weewoo's the only.
No, we
Freeze
need.
freeze an NPC.
Oh, here's the embarrassing point where you have the stigma of realizing that you're a non-essential person.
Yeah, the problem is I'm not. So, or
there's
actually,
a
I'm the steward. So I guess I am.
I'm the sensors guy. So unless
He's first mate, by the way, too.
So we need.
I'll get you there. Hey,
He's
engineer,
first.
mechanic, pilot, ship's boat, computer, comms, gunner.
Well, you've got two medics.
Hold on. Weaver's first mate, along with the captain.
Well, we
Right.
use the engineer, so that's just.
Well, that's Weewoo, so that's fine. And you have to have
Gaius, I think. because he's
Rogers, because Rogers you have to have two engineers on this size ship.
Damn it.
Yeah, I could fill in for navigator if I had to, but I can't do engineer. I'm only have one.
I think your other person would be not Gaius, the other mechanic, because Gaius also takes your no, Luke is your ship's particle accelerator operator. Dane Steger, your other surgeon. You've got Gaius as a surgeon, but he does your one side of your lasers, whereas Dane I think doesn't. He's just got
that
medic.
makes sense.
Yeah, he's just got
missing
medic.
a dimension here. We have to have a contest on who can make the best coffee, and the loser is frozen.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll do the Bill Cosby on him and put him under.
Okay.
Oh man. Yeah.
So, while all this is happening, are you doing anything else with your data chip, Tacoma?
The data chip that he gave me.
Hmm.
Can I see if it will help me decode the scout message that we have?
You have computer, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to take you a week to sort of get some sort of info, but
Yeah,
that'll be
that's
your first jump. Yep, that's all cool.
That's
So.
how long a jump takes. So.
Yep, so basically what I'm going to do is, apart from your jump rolls, there's going to be nothing else stopping you from getting home. So if you're going ahead with this, then it's just gathering them up, putting Gaius in deep freeze so that the lead politicians doesn't, and you guys just jump basically. So you've basically got 2.5 weeks really before anything else is resolved. So I need you to give me Sid, give me 2 jump drive rolls please, just to make sure you don't blow up on the way. Cool.
Nice.
Cool, no problem. Okay,
What was
now
the file that we jumped, that we misjumped?
on a 12,
Yeah.
I've got to look at if there's any other variants, but yeah, yeah, you're safe. Because we've been taking care of the engines along with Samuel, and you've got
I
you know,
think it's a 13,
everything.
so you get a +1 if you got things that are wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if I had rolled double ones, it was all good.
Yeah. Double ones is
Yeah.
the best. Yeah. And remember, this one blow's good. Well, sorry, in saving throws anyway.
And jump.
Yeah. So give me
That
a
is kind of a saving throw.
sort of, yeah. Give me a computer roll, please, on the data crystal map.
+2,
Okay.
so that'd be 9.
Is anyone else coming in
I
on
have
this with you?
computer skills. If
Yeah.
I have computer skill 1, I could take a stab at it with you if you'd like.
No, but I got a 9.
Yep. No, that's okay. That's
Oh,
all
you
cool.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if someone wants to help me get improved on
Okay.
scene,
Yeah. Do you want?
Like-
Who else would you want apart from people with computer skills?
apart from people with computer skills,
Mm-hmm.
no, I think Samuel probably be the only other one because he's got
Okay.
electronic.
You don't.
Not
you
with
don't
that
want
one.
me on the computer.
He
Yeah,
probably
that's
spills
why-
coffee on it.
That's why you're there.
Yeah, that's I wanted you on the electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure we don't have a surge.
Rightio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No surges.
Right. So, you really don't get any greater information off it this time round, so you've got another week if you want to do the same sort of thing again, or unless you want to change what you're doing. You need to tell me before you make the next week's roll, before you jump into Imperium space.
Didn't really. Did we make any progress in deciphering any of the stuff?
No.
Not a single progress.
What you could discern is that this new data crystal doesn't seem to have anything hidden in any sense of computing, as far as you can, like, you know, in any sort of hidden code or anything like that, as far as you're aware. So it's not a hidden program or anything, or hidden data files, but
Yeah, alright.
there's lots of different ways you can hide stuff.
Yep. Alright. We're gonna put that data crystal on like some sort of physical scanning thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll get.
Well, I can tell you with Samuel's role in the first week, he can tell you that electronically or mechanically, in that sense, it's totally normal.
Alright. Let's see if it's bio then. Send it to the medic.
Okay, give me a roll with a +3, because one of the guys has a +3 on his medical.
+3.
Yep. He says biologically it's totally inert.
Physically, there's nothing. Biologically, there's nothing. So, there's
So
probably nothing
we're-
to this crystal.
We're reading the computer data. Is there anything physically scratched on the crystals and the layers of the
I don't know if he's
lithograph, whatever?
Tacoma, have you shown Will the crystal so he can ask the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he would have known already.
No, okay. So he's seen the crystal. Has he seen the contents of the crystal?
Yeah, I've shown it. haven't I?
Okay, so Will, can you please now give me a navigation roll?
Navigation roll. Okay.
Yes.
Why navigation roll?
This is a star map.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a map.
Oops. Where are my buttons? There's one.
Okay. This time round, having a look at it, there's something about the map that doesn't quite make sense to you. You're not quite sure. You might need a bit further in greater look in the next week, in the second jump.
Yeah, I'll give it to him then.
All right.
As I'll
Okay.
try to keep deciphering the scout thing.
Okay.
Data cap.
Radio. The rest of you are just doing your work, your business. You're keeping your study and your physical fitness programs and keeping the engines running over and everything else. Make your rolls.
Yep. And I'm helping the skipper if he needs me. I'll make myself available if he needs me.
Radio. Cool.
Yeah, because this thing's actually a bit important. So is the navigation. So anyone who's got navigation can help Weaver.
Yeah, I got level 1.
Okay, so can you first of all, please, Nayan, give me a navigation roll? When you're ready, Dave, to give me a roll.
Okay, sorry, I'm
That's all right.
stuck here.
That's okay. Aha.
Good roll. +1, it's 12.
Nice. Okay, so as you start to sort of look at the map, even before you start trying to work out what's wrong, he points out 3 things. Where the 2 circles are, and also, if we were to zoom in, I have to zoom in a little bit. Also, if you were to zoom in to here, way down the bottom, I'll just get you there. Okay, so there, what Nagan will say is, hang on a second, and he pulls up some navigational star maps, and he can tell you that around about 119 years ago, well, yeah, for some reason this star went nova, and around about 40 odd years ago this star and this star went nova, and no one really knows why or how, because they were only, you know, they weren't at the end of their lifespan from all the spectral readings and all that sort of stuff.
Uh-oh, somebody's got the star killer, man. Darren technology. Something's pretty weird. Wouldn't that have an effect on the nearby star systems a few light years later when the gamma rays and everything?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh, there might be some serious devastation down that way to check out. That makes me curious. Yeah, definitely, once we get these guys dropped off and get our coin, I'd say we gotta go back and head down there.
These stars
No,
still appear on...
hold on, because I need to crush this line of thought. We don't get to come back. Once we're back in Imperium space, that's it. Unless the Imperium asks us to come back, that's it.
Yeah, or you want to come back yourself somehow.
Yeah.
The other, yep. So can I just get Will to give me the last navigation check, please?
Okay.
Between you and Nagan, there's one thing you guys sort of find a little bit interesting. Outside, apart from Gooba, outside of the red border, and inside the red border, everything inside the red border is connected in some way by at least, at the most, a 2 jump. Everything outside the border is a 3 jump.
Okay, so
Had
it's like
those,
the influence...
yeah, so had those other 2 stars still been there would have been 2 jumps. But now they're either 3 jump or more between star systems.
Oh.
So it's like a burning bridge maneuver.
Possibly.
Aha. Geometrically, that makes sense. What about the far? Well, yeah, okay. There's a far end in Shirvan. I can't see on the far left, but so it was a bridge burning type maneuver.
It could be a whole isolated alien society within that realm. There could be, or else that's where the scouts could have went. You said the scouts went rimward, and there might be a whole nother military society going on in there, and they've cut themselves off, fearing the same thing the Aspis people are fearing. That goofy plant-like creature thing, or alien, whatever. Who knows?
So
Yeah, so it's an arithmetical property. I think this is valuable information to get back to the Imperium. That they're sort of cut off by a jump three points.
I could still picture Jacob, Promethean, and everybody crashing that star cruiser to that planet and ended the war.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But we don't
thinking
know about that.
thinking you ended the war. Yeah, that's the problem.
Something has survived.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Somehow, somewhere. But anyway, so you make a jump into Imperium space. Boom.
Oh, do I get another computer on the?
Yes, you do. On the original data crystal. Yes.
Yeah. The another 9.
9. Okay. You get.
I got computers too if you want help.
He can roll it.
Okay, make your roll, matey. So you know how to do that. Obviously, you know how to do that in Roll20. So just do it. Okay. So what you get is you get out of it a coded line, an instruction. With the help of Devon, you get some more information. So round about 80 odd years ago, I'm trying to make it all make sense to code into the same time.
Yeah.
So round about the time that Goober suffered its big loss, we'll put it that way, that's easier. Yep, so this is the timestamp that you're reading, because this is from that scout base in Goober. So there was an alert put out. It's an alert, and it would seem that the alert sort of follows similar protocols to an alert that you would get when, and it's an alert that you sort of the reason it's taking so long is because it's a very, very rare sort of alert that you'd ever get. And basically it's a mass invasion, mass evacuation, and then it's got a range of partial coordinates. You can't quite work out where the hell they are, so whether or not you want to keep that to yourself or not, you're not sure. But basically it's an alert to say a mass invasion has occurred, we are evacuating to, and then you don't quite know where it is they're evacuating to.
Yep.
So when we say mass invasion, we're not talking system-wide, we're talking subsect-wide, sector-wide.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. This is like dark matter shit, like the frickin' black ships came across.
Yeah.
On the
And
last
then they
episode, man.
cut the series, which is really,
Yeah, just
Doesn't
when they
that just make you sick?
yes.
How did that piss me off? I love that series. That was one of the best
Yep.
sci-fi series ever.
Yep.
Oh, I was
Yes.
getting into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Killer good.
Yep.
I
So
stole
guys.
that shit up on Netflix.
Yeah, I didn't really get into the characters very much, but I love the whole plot and everything.
It was. I thought it was very well done. So, what do you guys? So you re-enter, send off your
Transponder.
Transponder, so you're not going to get attacked on site and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You basically have to wait around. You are basically shuttled to. You guys have been in the military long enough. You know that you're sort of in a, not quite a black ops, but a very similar sort of situation. You guys get shunted off to a black ops like location in the system you come in, and you waited there. The politicos guys are really chomping at the bit to talk to somebody from the Imperium. The guy, basically, the head. We need three medical rolls, please, by your medic.
Well, one of them
Oh,
is
please roll high.
Oh, okay. Still +3.
No, when you come out, I think you only get a +1 or something. They got to make a.
For the medic thing.
They just make a
The medic still
2d6.
count.
No, when you're coming out of low birth, you do something different. I can't remember. It's been so long since we've had to use low birth.
I'm gonna pull out my book. I got my charts and tables here
Yeah.
right now.
Okay, well you look at that, and we'll get to the roll once you found it out.
I thought it was automatic if you've got a high enough medic skill.
No, there's still a chance of him.
I think it adds a bonus to the roll to revive.
Yeah,
If you have a high enough medic skill, it just adds like a +1.
yeah, but I can't remember what the target number is. I think it's lower than 8, I think. Say it again, sorry,
Are you
Pierre?
just talking about low burst stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, let's find it somewhere here.
yeah. I thought it was a 5, and that medical thing takes it down to a 4. They still got a chance of.
Medic of expertise of 2 or better +1.
Yeah.
Passenger with endurance of +6 or less -1.
No, they're all
Let's
in the middle.
throw 5 plus to be safe.
Okay, so here we go. So the first 2d6.
But you get a
First
+1.
crew member. Yep, first crew member is safe. Just second crew. Sorry. So the crew member is safe. So that's Gaius is safe. So the female politician, just God Almighty, and the male politician. Yep. Okay. Everyone's
Beautiful.
okay. Rightio. Okay, everyone comes out. So basically, they get shuttled off to a different area where you guys are sort of debriefed. Of course, you sort of understand the terms and conditions of your employment. Should you say anything or do anything, that will come back to not just bite your butt, but do some serious damage to you. This is information that cannot be released to the public at all. So they tally up how much basically they're going to give you, plus the politicians hand out their 1,000,000 credits to each one of you, sort of thing. The group
Those
really
blockchains had better be good on those 120-year-old credits. Blockchains.
yeah, cryptocurrency. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets you visited. So that's 2, 7, 14,000. If you can keep track of this, Pierre, I'm just doing it at the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
Yep, 14,000, and you visited 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus another 60,000, plus 2 lots of information. So the group, another 1,000,000. You got the Goober stuff and the situation going on between the Federation and the Guild. That's without the information from the scout base. Are you giving them that information?
Yeah.
As including the chips?
Yep.
Okay, that's another 500,000.
Another 500,000 for that? Okay.
Mhm. So that total, because everyone gets 1,000,000 from the politicians, the other gets split equally, I guess, between everyone else. Whatever that total is.
1,571,000. Or sorry, no. 1,574,000 credits, not counting what the diplomats gave us.
Yeah.
So are you saying it's that much?
1,574,000, probably way beyond the old days of arithmetic.
No, that's okay, because all you need to do is take a 0 off that, and that's how much everyone gets, because there's 10 of you.
Oh, so each share is that, right?
Yep, so all up, everyone gets...
So it's 157,400 each.
Yep, so each one of you gets 1.1574 mega credits.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright. Well, we got paid,
Mm-hmm.
go our separate ways, and forget about whole...
Well, you drift, yes, you
Yeah.
drift.
Oh,
How...
about the
I think
credits that... Oh,
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, what about the credit denominations they gave us? Do we give those back?
No, it was part of your mission. Whatever you got left over, that's part of your mission.
Yeah, so we
The
got
only thing you have to give back is the ship.
Okay, so we got 66,900. 1,900 as well to split up. So divide
Where's
that by
that?
10.
Where is that from?
The
That's
original
the
money.
leftover denomination credit.
So you got, basically you might as well say you've got another 6,600.
66,90.
Yeah. Well, 6690 basically.
Yeah.
It was from leftover denominations. I don't remember that.
That you started with
What's the grand
3,300.
total each?
Well, the 1.1 plus the 6690.
Got
Yeah.
that.
So 1.790.
1 point, no, not that much.
1164090.
Possibly, yeah.
So
So-
1,164,090 credits.
Yeah. So guys,
Okay, each.
so
I think it's time to go on vacation.
yep, and you guys pretty much drift off.
Now, it's not a case where we know too much and we get gassed and they say,
No,
"Welcome
no,
to
no,
the
no.
island,
No,
come
no,
and fix,"
no.
that sort of thing.
No, as long as you stick with the terms of the, obviously, you know how this sort of thing drill runs. They will probably keep some very loose tabs on you, just to make sure, you know, that you're not going to do anything silly. You know that people who do silly things can sometimes disappear. But as long as you sort of keep to the terms of the agreement, you should be fine. And actually, if anything, you might be considered in line for another job, possibly.
What world are we on? What's the name of the world we're on? Are we on the bottom of the Imperium? So
No, we drifted. We're
Yeah,
all over the
you're out of Stardust. You're in the Byzantine Empire. So, and unless you have a reason to stay together, you guys will drift your own separate ways to have your vacation, to just get lost for a wee while, to do whatever you do as a mercenary, whether that's be involved in some sort of other action or whatever. And I've got a little random roll for everyone to do for that.
Do it.
So yep, that's right there. That's how much everyone's got. 1.164090 each. Of course, that will be chewed into. I think really good living is around about 2,000 credits a month. I don't know if you guys are sort of going on a bit of a bender first, or you know, for a month and then get bored with that and are starting to itch for something.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd definitely have a couple good nights out and some high-class entertainment.
Alright,
To
yeah.
be on a ship that long.
Yep.
But I'd say beyond that, though, I'd tidy down and figure out what my next goal is.
Rightio.
Is there any very high tech place that has low law? You can buy a plasma rifle and a battle dress.
Battle dress is not available to anyone apart from either you're in the military and you're in the service, or you're going to try to get a smuggler illegally.
Market.
Yep, and that's going to cost you more than an arm and a leg.
So we all got about $1 million each.
Yep,
There's 10 of us.
yep, but everyone drifts.
Why not? Could we incorporate and get a ship?
It's possible.
Too late. We're already drifted.
Yep, so
Could have down payment to the ship maybe, but okay.
so
Well,
guys,
10 mega credits could buy
Yeah.
a 20%, right? You need 20% down payment.
something like
You could definitely, we could be looking at a possibly far trader type of vessel,
Yeah.
but there's too many. Yeah.
so guys, what I need you to do is 3 months have gone past when this next stage happens. This is a tiny bit of railroading. You can say yes or no. It is a sandboxy thing. You can say no and move on to something else. But in 3 months, so that's, if you've all been sort of doing the high life sort of thing, that's 6,000 gone out of your cash.
6,000?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So you've all been pretty life of luxury, and you're all getting pretty bored wherever you happen to be, whatever you happen to be doing.
Well, I had some fun because I made up some gold foil toilet paper, and there was a bunch of retainers and hangers on, and they seemed eager to recycle it. So
Oh,
I had a lot of fun
God.
tossing that around.
Okay.
Watching them scramble for it.
They might have lost that much, but I know Tobias would have tried to save as much of it as he could.
Tacoma. Okay, rightio. Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, so you're probably down to something like about
You didn't go out
500.
and party.
Yeah, 500 credits then would probably see you through each month. Because 500 credits would be healthy but not exorbitant
Yeah.
or anything like that. Okay, rightio. So now I need you guys to just... Oh, so we're just going to say you've partied hard, you're all bored. You are all approached at different times by individuals saying that they, and I'm only going to say that you guys who are present are the ones that answer the call. If you want to, you don't have to, that's fine. That he represents an interest, he understands that, and he's not interested in any information that you might have, but that you have actually gone over the border into Stardust, and that the people who he represents is interested in forming a party to carry out a specific job. If you're interested, meet at this Rylon on this date, at this time, in this suite. So if you're going to turn up, that's fine. If you're not, you're just going to have to wait until the rest of the group do their stuff and decide whether you want to generate another character or not. It's entirely up to you if you want to join the group. Just so I know, is anyone willing to investigate this?
Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then we'll have scenes where we walk around the bars and pull the other player characters' faces out of their gin and say, "Hey, you want to go on another adventure?"
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yep.
I'd be interested. Absolutely. I mean, you get bored after a while, especially being a traveler.
Yep.
Being
Okay. Dave, yay or nay?
Sure.
Yep. Okay. So you plus.
Unless it involves a physical by a gymnastics doctor ahead of time.
And I'm going to say one of the ones that Glenn has made, whether it's Teddy or whether it's Dane that turns up, one of them turns up. I'm not sure which one, but one of them will turn up, just to listen. So this gentleman, all the representatives sort of meet you at the starport once they've had confirmation, and you gather at this suite where you sort of just briefly introduce yourselves to each other. You know, you sort of know of each other, all sort of stuff. So, you're in the suite with all these people, and they sort of get up and leave as this other person, rather middle-aged sort of woman walks in. She has an aide, youngish woman, with her, carrying one the several data pads and all that sort of stuff. Seems to have a sort of a cybernetic, some sort of communications or HUD sort of device. She seems to be doing things in the background while also answering the lead person. So the this woman, Vilma, she talks with that sort of accent, introduces herself, just first name only. The one thing you can tell is that this woman is, she expects people to do as she says. She has that sort of not power, but that sort of presentation, if you like. So she thanks for coming. She'll get straight to the point. She represents an interest in heading over the border into the Stardust sector to retrieve some vital material and information. She wants to know if you're interested in doing the job. She understands that you have in the past done a job, have gone, she's not interested in knowing for who or that sort of stuff, but have gone over the border. She would like to know whether or not you're interested in going back and retrieving this, what her interests require.
Do we get to know what it is?
Not until you agree. You have to return with, basically, she said you could consider this small package work.
Alright, I'm in.
Okay.
So animal, vegetable, or mineral? It's not a person we have to retrieve, is it?
She says, as to animal, mineral, vegetable, I am not really sure.
Do you even know what the package is?
I know what the package is, yes. The information will be released to you. So, if you're successful, the ship that you'll be given will be returned, of course, to its owner. But it'll require you to undergo a couple of months of training. This ship has some unique features to it. You'll be expected to return this package intact, and any other information. And you will all be, this is a one-way, this is a one specific thing that you have to do, and you will all be offered 500,000 credits each for your work.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Nothing
Yeah.
better to do.
Really, all you got to do is take this ring and chuck it into this little mountain. That's what you got to do. Okay, rightio. So you sign up. You guys, if you sign the contracts, then you basically are shuffled off onto a basically some planet that we're going to call, that you nickname Buttfuck Nowhere, because that's exactly what it feels like.
Ship's Creek.
Yeah, definitely. You are on the Imperium side of the border, obviously. The only thing that you're aware of before you go into this sort of seclusion is that in the last couple of weeks on the vids there has been notification that contact has been made with another polity on the other side of the border of Stardust, the Ioun Federation, and discussions are proceeding da 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 da, and that sort of started a whole lot of people talking about whether or not the space lanes are going to be open, all that sort of stuff. Of course, the military, the Imperium is saying that the lanes are still closed. Anyone trying to actually use the lanes will be, if they don't turn around, will be fired upon. Da 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 da, all the usual stuff that you've heard ever since sort of you've been around.
Oh,
Anyway.
but of course the small-time soulless merchants will be salivating to get at this new place.
That's
and,
right.
And we
Damn
used to be ones.
Damn Skippy. Okay, so you basically then are taken to buttfuck nowhere.
I got a question on now. She's private. She has nothing to do with the Imperium or the military, right? This is a private agency we're working with?
It has that feeling, yes.
Okay, it has that feeling. We don't even really know who we're working for exactly?
Not quite sure, no. No, it's, you sort of get the feeling that you are probably working, sorry, I've just got to do several things, I'm trying to do several things in the background here. You are probably working for some sort of either a particular or group of commercial interests, is sort of just her general approach, her general sort of manner, and the way things seem to have been handled thus far.
So kind of like high-end corporate espionage,
well, no, I wouldn't say espionage. I mean, that may turn out to be that way, but at the moment it just seems it's corporate. Yeah. That's a definite, and it's, yeah, that's all I can tell you really at the moment, from what you've, yeah, what you observe, what you think's happening, all that sort of yada yada.
So we're doing acquisitions work.
Yeah, you are. So you are, I'm just trying to get this bloody ship ready for you guys, sorry. I just suddenly realised it's in...
What kind of ship we got, yeah.
I'm just trying to get you the picture of it, and explain it a bit more to you, because it's in a PDF, and I should have just got it this way instead. Sorry, just give me a second. And come on, where are you? There you go, and save. Cool. I can get rid of that. Now I can drag it in there for you as soon as I can find it.
Is this ship more badass than the ship we just had?
You probably aren't going to think that, no. Okay, I'm dragging it in now. So I'll...
Oh, actually, no, this is when we're given, right? This is not when we have to purchase.
No, you are given the ship to use. So the first thing you're signing away. So you're signing some secrecy things and all that sort of stuff. So I'll just expand the ship as much as I can. Okay, now this is the ship, but there's some modifiers to it. Okay, it's just a little 200-ton armed merchant sharp-tooth class. You can nickname it anything you want to. There's been a couple of modifications. So Rogers, you're going to be the one that's going to be noticing most of the modifications. They've chucked out the power plant, the jump drive, and the maneuver drive. They've replaced it with a P3 maneuver and power plant, but they've replaced it with a jump 1 jump drive, which is your first point of what the hell. Yeah, they've also changed the configuration of all of the staterooms. So all of the staterooms are now double capacity. So so the ones on this side here, on the left side, reflect the configuration of the right side, except that there's no captains and double. It's all just double, 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 double. So there's actually eight spaces there. There's one fresher over there for everyone. Yay. Yeah, this ship has a missile.
Kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, this is a little missile turret at the back there, and then underneath is the laser turret. Double.
Why don't we sign this contract without looking at the ship?
Yeah.
Guys.
So Samuel, I need you to give me a a engineering roll.
Absolutely, I'm on it. Hold on 1 second.
Does anyone else in the group have engineering?
9.
Yes, I do.
Can you please give me an engineering roll? Okay, Nagan, you can't quite make sense of this. Especially the configuration is totally ludicrous. This thing ain't going to jump far. So once you've signed all your like privacy things and all that sort of shit, you get introduced to a little weedy guy, big rim glasses, all that sort of stuff. Has a bit of a stutter. You can imagine brains if you like off Thunderbird, if you know what Thunderbird is. And yeah, he's like total brain, nothing else really. So
Streamline?
no, yeah, it is basically just basic. It's got fuel purifiers and all that sort of stuff in it. So he says, welcome to the future of ships. He sort of tries to make a big huge impression, but it sort of course falls flat, clanging on the floor. So he sort of walks you through the ship and gives you the basics. That's how it's been changed, da 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 da. Basically, the ship doesn't have a jump drive. What you think is a jump drive is actually something now he calls a hop drive.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
So
Good.
with this hop drive, how it works though is this ship can jump anywhere between a 1 jump to a 10 jump. Whatever you do though, you use up all your jump fuel, and you are in jump space, or sorry, hop space for a week. So that doesn't change, it's just the distance that changes. Okay, so
Drive is right out of T5. Yeah.
yeah. So I just thought it's time to introduce some new tech. So it's a hop drive, basically, hop, skip, and a jump. Wait for them to bring up skip jump, which is going to be very interesting.
So it's still it eats all the jump fuel. How much jump fuel do we have, and how much operation fuel?
Yeah,
do we
yeah,
have?
all that sort of stuff. So that's all still there. You did have to lose 10 ton of cargo, so we're just going to slice off, 10 ton off the sides of the cargo deck. But
How much acceleration does it got, Steve? What is it,
3,
1, 2, 3,
just
4, 5?
just 3G, 3G.
Well, that's still good.
Yeah. So this ship is meant to get you someplace very quickly. The problem is, if you miss jump, you've used up your jump fuel. You can't say I only want to use half and jump, whatever. The difficulty with the technology is anytime you jump, you're committed to use all your jump fuel. That's it. And your power plant fuel, yeah, that's the danger with this ship. Yeah. It is new technology, but it has been tested, so they wouldn't be sending you in with this if they didn't think it was ready to go. So
check your navigation rolls.
so he is going to be taking basically Nagan and Samuel through the ship. Tacoma, you and Will are going to be basically training in the cockpit, just trying to come to terms with the ship does have slightly different instrument arrays, all that sort of stuff. Everyone else who's signed up is pretty much there for the journey, but the turrets and the missiles are all pretty standard. There's nothing really there to be worried about. It has an air raft, but that's about it. So it doesn't really have any other sort of ship. The rest of you sort of are there to offer support, but those 4 are basically there to do most of the ship-based stuff, to get used to understanding how it all works and all that sort of stuff. Okay? So after you, yeah.
Top drive is times 10, right? And the skip drive is times 100. So that's right out of T5.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as skip drive just yet.
Okay,
Well,
so it's
yeah,
basically a hop. It's a hop 1 from the Traveler 5 system, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, sort of, yes. I've just said, it's a hop one. It looks like it's a jump one engine, but it's actually a hop one engine, which means it'll jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You just decide how far you need to jump, but it will consume all fuel.
That's
So
huge.
yeah, in a very small package. So after about 2 weeks of training in this ship, you sort of have a rough handle on it. So basically, for those of you who are engineers, you have engineer -1 when it comes to doing anything with the hop drive. The power and the maneuver, it's whatever your engineering is, with the as well as your electric and mechanical, all that sort of stuff. Maneuvering, piloting and navigation doesn't really change. It just takes you that time just to get used to the new instrumentation and just a new understanding about how it works. So basically in this universe, how it works is that you have jump space. What this ship does is it gets you into jump space, and then it jumps you to a higher dimension than jump space, which is even more compact than jump space.
Hop space.
Yeah, hop space. So the only problem is that this ship is fitted with shield blast doors on all the exterior windows. They have no idea the effects of hop space or prolonged hop space, what it has on people. So the medic would be whoever the medic's going to be. So I'm not sure who that's going to be, whether it's going to be Dane or whether it's going to be someone who's just taking the role of medic, who's got medical, is going to be looking at a very well appointed medic bay when it comes to drugs that combat all that sort of stuff, as well as a whole range of other drugs which I've got to give you. There's a whole long list of stuff that they're providing.
Is there any Lobos in this thing? I don't
No.
see any.
No. Nope.
Okay.
No, this is a you make sure you survive or you don't type of ship.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's that sort of ship. It is
So the ship is pretty new. In other words, it's a new design.
well, the hull is a fairly regularly used hull, but it's been retrofitted with a whole lot of new things in it.
Oh, so it's an older ship that's been revamped with the hop drive and electronics and the
Yeah.
modern ship.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
So at one time it was probably a jump to
Mhm.
ship.
Looks like a safari ship profile, which is a safari ship.
A little bit.
Similar. It's similar to it's yeah. It's some guy on the net made it up, so I thought that's pretty cool. So you guys get to name it.
Cool looking.
It's a cool little ship, I think. I mean, even as a jump 2 ship, it's pretty cool. But anyway, so guys, you name it whatever you want to. There's a list of names there that the class usually has.
We would name it, or wouldn't it be already named? I mean, it's not our ship. It's
Um, hasn't been registered yet.
so they're letting us name it.
Hey, you're going on. It doesn't cost them anything for you to name it, so why would they worry? And it gives you a bit of a buzz. They don't care. This is business.
I suggest the hop along.
That's got nothing to do with its teeth or claws or... So some of the names: the sharp tooth, the glistening fang, the wolf's tooth, the red incisor, jagged tusk, righteous something or other, the vampire, the bloody thorn, the cutting shard, Nosferatu, something like that. Oh, what was the
Hop and
name?
sharp tooth.
Sharp tooth. I was what the hell was that thing on Aliens? What do they call their ship? I can't remember.
Which ship?
Not the Sulaco, the Nostromo. Yeah, the Nostromo. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, whatever.
Raza.
The Raza. Well, see, Raza fits that ship.
love
The
that
Raza
ship.
fits that
I
ship.
redesigned it. Did I share that with you?
Yep.
I
Yeah, I
designed
saw that.
I
Yeah.
designed a 600-ton version of it though,
Yeah.
because the Raza's just too big.
It's huge.
But
Yeah.
and I designed the Marauder too.
Yep.
With my own home rules, it was pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, that's another story.
Yep. So, have a think about what you want to call it, but hop along Raza, whatever. Okay, so basically you guys are going to be having to jump into I'll hop into, I beg your pardon, yeah, you now hop drive. So I'll get rid of the ship. I can send you, or I can put it, I'll put it in the G plus community so you can
put it in the
relate.
box. Yeah, put
Yep.
it somewhere.
I'll put it somewhere so you can relate to it. Excuse me. So you've got to decide, if you have a look at your map. So the other thing too, Sid, from the coordinates that you got, did you do any more investigation of that, or did you just drop it?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
When you were looking at the previous job and the coordinates that you got from the data crystal,
Yeah.
you've seen the partial coordinates. Did you want to try to do anything?
He would have tried to investigate it, yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think it'd be a group effort, wouldn't it? Or
Yeah, but
possibly.
remember, it's been 3 months and he's been disconnected from anyone.
Okay, so yep. So where the coordinates sort of led you, oh god, and that's sort of wrong. I wonder if I can move that.
That's probably why he's been like off,
Yeah.
offline from everyone and
Yeah.
living small. 'Cause he's trying to figure out what the hell this was.
Okay. So the coordinates sort of come to you. Hopefully I've got this right. Yeah, this time. You're sort of thinking, if you can see where I put the blue circle,
Yeah.
that region there is, it's a big region, but that region there,
Centered around Nifchilia.
possible.
Are the Nephilians still around?
Shut up, Jerry. Shut up. No one cares at the moment.
I love the Nephilians.
Yeah. We've heard it all before.
Yeah.
Nephilians.
Okay, so
Anything else, Steve, before we go down nostalgic lane again?
no, that's all. I just wanted to say that that's sort of the rough area of where those coordinates lead you.
We're going into the Stardust sector first, too. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah,
So-
but we gotta pick this thing up first. It's the mission first.
Yep. So, basically, rightio.
What was the item and what are we picking up?
Okay, so you basically, before you leave Buttfuck Nowhere, you're going to be jumping over, and it's a 3 jump, so you've got to go in, you can anywhere up to 7 jump into the subject, into the, into along here somewhere, yeah? 7 jump, wherever you want to, yeah? So the item you need to get is they want audio recording, video recording, and they want a sample of whatever is within that red boundary that you guys found out from the last job.
Right, so we're going the distance, basically.
They believe it's some sort of biological unit. They're wanting a piece of the alien.
Yeah, they also want visual and audio sounds. Who the hell do these guys work for?
They're paying you money. They're giving you an awesome ship to use.
Yeah. But who are they working for?
It's not part of the deal.
Alright.
So have a look along there where you sort of want to enter the sector. You know some potential places where you want to avoid. I suggest you just have a really good look. So you can get in about 7 deep.
Along that top.
Along the top line, yeah. So if you count in 7, 1, 2, 3, about 307. The 07 line is roughly as deep as you can get. The 0 whatever 07 line. Yep, that is pretty deep. It puts you just inside. There's a couple of O7 slots you can get to.
Yeah, we obviously want to make sure we hit a gas.
That's the other thing.
I'm looking at Drogo.
Yep. So there's Drogo.
That's gas giant, right, with the little thing.
Yep. Yep, that's a gas giant.
That's a dot on the top right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There might be other places you want to do without, but you know, it's up to you. So you're looking at... God, where are we? Drogo.
What
Let me
information
have
do we
a
have on
look.
Drogo?
Okay, so you have some commercial data on Drogo. So
And has it been
Drogo.
updated?
Well, no, that's the thing. Drogo, as of the last census, was an X starport, size 7, sea atmosphere, 5 hydrographics, 4 population with a census of 40,518 individuals. Type, oh God, I can't even read it. Just give me a second.
Now, sea is corrosive, isn't it?
Insidious, yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough atmosphere.
Yeah.
But we're looking at the gas giant.
Yeah, 3 government, 0 law level, 6 tech level, gas giant.
Yeah, 6. But you said Drogo, I don't see that on the map. Can you shift click?
Sure. What are you doing?
Nothing.
What's happening? Oh, sorry, hang on. No, I need to be on the right little doofarage. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Yep,
Okay,
Drogo.
7.
807 in the Hazabit subsector.
Got it.
We could
I mean-
also hit up Gallo 4 over there. That looks like
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
bad.
part of Federation.
What? Yeah, but friendly.
We could go to Kargan during the Deer Leader Appreciation Week, you know?
You could.
Everybody will be in a party mood. You know, mandatory memorization recitations
That's the one.
with the firing squad
Yeah.
behind them.
And the females will be able to wear trousers. If you saw the latest, or one of the latest.
What's that about?
Oh, they were making a
Korea.
big huge song and dance. Yeah, that females could wear trousers or something
Cool.
in North Korea. Woot.
Welcome to 1980.
Welcome to
Oh, no.
1919.
He might force them to wear 80s shoulder pads next,
Oh God.
Doesn't he already do that?
you know?
Yeah, but he calls it a hairstyle.
Okay, clearly we don't want to go to that place. Dalla we didn't really know about, except that they might have, they're opening talks with the IN Federation.
Yep. So if you're looking, sorry, Devon brings up Dello. The information you got on Dello, if you want it, it's a D starport, size 7 planet, 7 atmosphere, 8 hydrographics, B population, close to 684 billion plus some change, but it was a D government, an A law level, and a God almighty 8
So
tech
it's-
level. But obviously, you know,
So what's the stat line in total?
D778B DA-8.
Got it.
Population was 684 billion plus.
Also, as a reminder, we're doing this illegally. Like, this is not legal.
Yes. Yes.
So we probably want to stay away from
Well, if we're being shadowed,
galactic governments.
they'll know that we're up to something if we go right up to the border of the Empire, but they're not going to expect us to jump three
Well,
sectors away, because who can do that? It's not possible to jump that far,
Yeah,
right?
but even,
Right.
yeah, but even then,
We
we
got
don't want
to
to.
fire.
We don't want to get anywhere near.
at the moment, guys, one thing, the minute you went off to planet buttfuck nowhere, you kind of went off radar.
Yeah.
Everything we do is illegal, and we don't want to. We don't want to go near Dallo Federation because they'll be asking questions.
Yeah. Okay, well, the government won't be able to trace us if we're in this firecracker of a ship, so we'll be able to just jump into the new sector.
That's why I would prefer to go to Drago.
Yep, to go to Drogo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's in Drogo? I mean, there's nothing there. There's so few people. It might
Yeah,
be completely dead by now.
There's a gas giant.
Okay.
That's your reason for going.
One of the things we should do, you guys, first thing we should do is fill our cargo bay packed full of life support. So if we have to hop around a little bit and be in the middle of nowhere, we're good.
Butt fuck. Use its official term.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're not even told
Chilling
where
the
were we told where the final destination was, or was it?
Yeah, we're going
Inside.
right
Yep, inside the
going into
builder.
red.
Yeah, in the bit red from the previous map.
nice.
Hmm.
Great, great.
I wonder how the Neptilians are doing, man.
You might get to find out. Who knows?
Yeah,
Our
maybe you
our
get to
character.
finally meet one.
Well, you don't want to if you remember their little oddities with their societal things. But anyway,
Yeah, they might have changed a little bit, though. You never know.
yeah, you never know. Okay.
You never know. Didn't we save a Neptilian kid and almost get killed? 'cause
No,
we sold
we
Yes.
haven't touched the Neptilians.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the other
Yep.
game.
Yep. In the other game, you saved them and then just about got killed by them. Okay. So that's your location, Drogo. You're going to be jumping in there.
All right, good.
So you pretty much jumping from system but fuck nowhere. We've really got to give it a different name, but anyway, that's its technical name right now. Yep.
Code
Off,
BFNW.
Well,
There you
we're
go.
still far enough where we'd have to make a couple hops and refuels before we would get there. I mean, we're still... Boy, that's going to save time. Jump
Mhm.
ahead.
Well, I don't think. What do you mean by hops? Because I think it's. Well, I mean, it's just like we move. Essentially, we just move 10.
Yep.
Heads.
you're moving.
That's huge, though. I mean, you're turning one... What we were at jump 3, you're turning 3 weeks into 1. You know what I'm saying? Or less. That's
Mhm.
huge.
Yeah, well, I think we just turned 10 weeks into 1. Is what I thought. It all counts as one jump.
Yep. All counts
Yeah.
as one jump. Yep.
But if you jump
Okay.
9, that's 3 jump
One
3s.
jump.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Yeah. You're turning 3 jumps into 1 jump.
Yep.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Rightio, guys. You are about to jump off the Drogo. You want to... Samuel suggested getting some life support. So...
I'd say we got the money. Fill up the cargo bay full of it, man. You like whatever your rules were, Steve. We can get it in bulk.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, because there's only 6 or 7 of you going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here plus.
Are we saying Glenn's
6,
character's
7.
with us, right?
Yep. And there's a possibility that there's another guy joining us, so that'll be 7. So 7 people. 2 tons last time lasted another 8 weeks for
What
each
are the
person.
stats on this ship, though? What are the stats on this ship? I mean, we don't know how much or big our cargo bay is. It's a 200-ton hull.
Oh,
I'd
it's
say we
about
built
300
cargo-
and something.
Yeah.
Sorry, 30 ton of cargo space. I beg your pardon. Sorry.
I'd say we fill that sucker full. I mean, at least 20 tons worth of life support. That way, if we're in the middle of bumfuck,
Yep.
buttfuck, wherever, we're okay.
Yeah.
Just open up another
nowhere.
crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
so
open up another crate. We're good.
just for your, you'll get this. I'll have to change it, but you've got blah, 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 sorry. Hop 1, acceleration 3, power plant 3, fuel 40 tons. No, it's now 20 tons. But your other power plant fuel's gone up, so it's the same. Cargo is 40 tons because you had to take that out. You've got one air aft. Yeah, that's the rest. I think that's all you need. And you've got a dual lasers in the belly and missile rack in the arse of the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so and I think yeah, so I've got to find the stats somewhere, but a ton of, I'm just going to, at the moment I'm going to say a ton of life support is equal to an extra 8 weeks of life support for everyone on board the ship. So depending on how much you think you need, whether you want 1 or 2 tons, it's entirely up to you. You're probably going to want an extra 2 to 4 tons of missiles because you will be going into a war zone.
It's 1 ton, 8 weeks per person. I mean, that includes oxygen and stuff like that. In
Yep.
addition.
Yep.
So
Let's get 14 tons of life support, and then let's get 6 tons of missiles.
Yeah, that'll work.
priorities.
That's 20 tons, and we have a third, and then we still have 10 tons if we run across.
Well, you got 2 tons of containment equipment. You will get a bonus of another 500,000 credits if you can bring this thing back alive.
Yeah. Well, by that time we'll be halfway through our life support. So yeah, we'll. I say we buy 14 tons worth of life support and 6 tons worth of missiles, 2 tons of containment stuff. We still have 8 tons empty space. So it's a 30 ton. You said a 30 ton cargo bay, 30 ton hold cargo.
Yep.
That's plenty of space. So whatever that's going to cost us, we load up with. So then we've got 16 weeks worth of life support. At Hop 10, we could bounce all over the place before we need more life support. For all of us, you know what I mean? We're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Way, way good to go. That's my take. That's what I would say. Any other thoughts?
No. Okay, so if you all put in, what is it, 16,000 credits each, that covers everyone's life support.
Not a problem.
And 1, 2, 3, 4 tons.
Sorry, how much was that?
16,000.
16,000.
Yep. 4 tons of extra missiles would cost you, I think they're 50,000 a ton, which gives you 3 lots of 3. So 4 ton would be 200 divided by the 7 of you. So another 70,000, and
Jerry said 6 tons of missiles.
up to you. I don't know, but it's up to you whether you want 6 ton or not.
Well, I don't know. 6, 4. What do you guys think? I think the more the merrier if we have to go through them.
Yeah, but if we're gonna capture one of these things, we need to at least have enough space for like some sort of
Yeah, but we're gonna go through this.
Sid, they are the agency is providing you with a 2 ton containment.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
thing.
no, then
That's
sweet.
already built up.
Then
Yeah.
more the merrier.
Okay, so that's 300,000 divided by 7 or 8 of you. 7. So that comes to close to about 90. That be right? 7.
Calculator.
7. 4. Another
/7.
40. So
Yeah,
so say if everyone just took off a flat, we'll just say 58,000 if everyone's okay with that, just rounding it up. 58,000. You now have, everyone has the 2 weeks that's in the ship plus another 8 weeks of life support plus 6 tons of missiles and anything else you want to try to purchase before you go. So, Negan, I hear you're interested in getting something.
Yeah.
Okay, just let me get to that book, and I got to work out the price.
Actually, Steve, we've got 18 weeks worth of life support with the 2 that come with the ship, because we bought 14 tons.
Okay.
Each ton is 8.
Yep.
So we're like stocked to the shit on life support. We can zoom around.
Oh, wait a minute. Actually, that raises a good point. Do we have, also for everybody else, do we have combat armor?
Well, the last ship gave you combat armor. You don't
Okay,
get
so we
that
still
here.
have that.
No, that was on the
So we're
ship.
gonna have to get new combat armor for
Yep.
it ourselves.
we
That's
did
easy
that.
enough to get to at 20,000 to pop. The ship comes with
Yeah.
standard vac suits.
Yeah, but those are just vac suits. They're not
Yep.
combat armor.
Yep. So you'll need to
They
get
have
your
this cloth, don't they? Back suit acts like cloth.
vac. I'm not sure. I always thought vac suit acted as vac suit. You've got to get your own ammo and all that crap. I'm just trying to find the price of a God damn it! Where's the price of a battle dress? Oh, it'll be in the book, won't it? God, stupid. Looking in high mercenary, it should be looking in personal combat armor. So it's get there. Okay. So, okay, Negan, you've got what sort of mercantile skills have you got to try to sweeten the deal?
Oh, well, no, I don't really have any. I just had, the only thing I have is steward. That's about it. I don't think I have. Let me double check here.
Admin or bribery? Do you have admin or bribery?
I think I hold it here. Let me try to remember here. Got admin.
Cool.
That'll work.
I got a point of bribery. That'll help.
Bribery's going to mean spending more money though. That's the problem. He's trying to get the money down.
Yeah, so maybe not.
Yeah.
Bribery also works like broker though. Bribery's a bonus for a broker skill. I mean, you can do better brokerage if you have bribery. Bribery and admin work together when it comes to cutting a deal. They work the same.
They will, but the problem there will be that bribery, you've got to spend something to get something. Whereas admin, he's trying to use his conniving sort of things just to try to talk his way through getting a bit of deal.
Admin. I don't think I have trader here.
Okay.
Admin will work. Admin gives
Okay.
you a bonus for trading.
So give me a roll and I'll tell you how much they're willing to let you have them for. And I better roll to see how many they've got. Right.
Not much.
Excellent. Okay, well that's good because they only have one suit, but they're willing to part with their suit for 400,000 credits.
So, wait, 400. What suit is this? Is this?
Battle dress.
A battle dress. You're paying double the price, but you got your hands on a battle
I'll do
dress.
it. I will do it.
You've got the money. Yeah.
Okay, now, you going to use some sort of weapon on that machine or what?
Yeah. Do they have a PGMP?
Go with a fusion gun, man. Portable. The hell with a plasma.
Well, whatever they have. I don't think that. Well, that's right. They do have F fusion in regular in Traveler. I mean, I'm not sure if they had it in this one. But
What's the price of
We're
the
up to
fusion?
tech level. If we got hot drive, we should be able to find a fusion gun. Man, portable fusion gun.
Oh god, I just seen how much those things do. Fuck.
Oh yeah, 16D, man.
God.
Yeah, they're
They take on starships. They have to take on starships.
It is an anti-vehicle weapon, apparently.
Yeah, it is. My god. I'm just trying to find the price of it. Oh, here we
Yeah, I don't have skill in it, but that don't matter because all it takes is one hit.
go. Okay, so if you want one of those puppies, they have an SGMP 14. They are prepared to part ways with it for
Ooh,
200,000.
FGMP
100, I'll
or
take it. The
PGMP?
But the ammo is going to cost you another.
Doesn't it charge?
No, it's got ammo price. For 50 pieces, apparently, 50 shots, it's going to cost you 170,000.
170,000 for 50 shots.
Yeah, but my God, 50 16Ds. Fuck.
Oh well, I'll do it.
Even an M will do enough.
Yeah,
So it's 670,000 total.
probably.
Hang on. Is that an FGMP or a PGMP?
Yeah, 16
FG.
damage.
FGMP 14.
Damage.
GMP creates a lot of radiation and is really dangerous to use unless everybody else is suited up against radiation.
They got
Well,
combat armor.
Combat armor, so we'll be good. Hopefully.
Suppose if we don't have to worry about anybody else.
Yep. So, those of you who don't have them, are you buying some advanced combat rifles? Because those ACRs seem to come in really good use last time. And are you getting any 0G weapons this time?
Apparently I'm toting around a motorcycle.
Yes. That can go in the cargo bay.
Yeah, before I write this stuff down, does anybody else have I guess nobody else has high energy weapons skill, right?
No, you'd have to be a mercenary.
Devon, I think, might do.
I don't know, gunnery laser?
No, not
No,
quite.
I think it's very specific high energy if I
I've got
remember.
gunner lasers and screens, but no. I have a laser weapon skill, auto pistol,
Yeah.
body pistol, auto rifle. So accelerated rifle would do me good, but it
Oh,
would be
well.
under
Yeah.
heavy weapons.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a mercenary to know how to
Devon,
operate that
yeah.
with G.
Devon's got assault rifle and heavy weapons.
Well,
Devin
well,
can fire it. Devin can fire that bad boy. Should actually put him in a battle dress. We'll give him one because he can fire it with skill. He'll put a
who's
hole
that,
through
Devin?
something. Yeah. If he's got heavy weapon skill, he can fire it without a penalty. Which means, yeah, he's going to put
I
a
think
hole
it's,
where he wants
is
to
it
put it.
heavy? I thought it was high energy, but
No,
I could be
heavy
wrong.
weapons is plasma fusion and it's grenade
Oh.
launchers and auto cannons. It's those high mercenary type of weapons. It's high military heavy weapons. Laser
just-
weapons are completely different.
So, Negan, are you brokering a deal for Devon? 'Cause
Yeah, I'll do that if he's that's 670,000. If somebody can remove it from his.
well, it's
I would think Devin would be very interested in that, because I mean, yeah, he's going to get
I
something
would
done with
be if
that
I was
stuff
him.
on.
Hell yeah.
So what do you think, Mantar? You want to spend that money?
How much is it again?
It's 670,000 out of your 1.1 or whatever 1 whatever million
Oh,
you
dude,
got.
you're going to be able to put a hole in anything.
You're gonna be the man.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna be
think
the.
I'm going for it.
Okay.
I would. Hell yeah.
70,000, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Traveler, you'll make more
Wel-
money. Shit.
Welcome to the game, Mantar.
You're gonna be the man.
Yeah. They're coming. Put a hole in that wall. Boom.
Wait.
He'll also be the greatest
Oh.
target too.
Yeah, but he's got
We
lots
had
of
a
armor.
character in one
Well,
of our
not if he's
previous
gonna be in
games.
battle dress. He's gonna be immune to everything.
Steve, you remember that guy that blew out of the air raft? He was
Yep.
an NPC my son played, the little
Yep.
bits.
Yeah,
He
yep.
described him so well.
Rod,
He felt
Rod.
around his little
Little ribbons of flesh and blood.
Yeah, Rod, yeah. He was hit by a fusion gun. Nothing left of him.
So yeah, you have 50 with that. You have 50 shots out of that.
That's a lot of shots. So, although it's not that many, but it's a lot.
Well,
so
I
be
consider
careful.
anything you hit's probably going to be a
Yeah.
bad.
Don't forget in power armor, your strength gets doubled.
Alright.
That's the other thing.
FGMP, shot.
Other things, guys, you may feel that you want to look at buying such things as grab belts. Don't forget 0G weapons. The grab belts are expensive though, but you know, If
Yeah,
you
how
want to
much
buy
are
one.
those?
Um,
100,000.
are they? I didn't do a bit more than that. Just trying to find them in the book. Sorry.
They're in the grab belt is, where are they?
Here we go. Vehicles, grave belt. Yep, 100,000. So you're trying to find.
That's a nice add-on to a battle dress. Shit, your Iron Man.
But it'd be nice for everyone to have one. But you know, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some or one.
Okay, I'll.
Can we all buy a battle dress?
No, they only had one. He only could find one suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
Well,
try to
I-
find
I-
one
I would
yourself.
definitely I would buy the combat armor and some accelerator rifles, and of course a laser rifle and the stuff that I could handle.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you need battle dress to operate the
yeah.
fusion gun.
You could buy a grav belt. Anyone can buy it if you've got the money, guys. It's legal.
How much was it again?
100,000 credits.
Yeah, I can do that easy.
Yep.
I'll buy one too.
Yep.
I'll buy one too.
This motorcycle up for a grav bike.
Grav bikes up. You're probably broke.
I've got 438,000 left.
Yep.
So.
The closest grav bike would cost you 1,000,000 credits.
Oh, okay. It's a new technology.
Are they really that much, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got a couple of grav belts.
Well, I don't
on.
think we're going to be
Yep.
doing very many individual. You never know, but we usually stay within a group.
Don't forget
Nice.
too,
So
your group is smaller.
with the weapons dealer right now, stockpiling. Is what you're saying.
And our rule is if you get that is firepower, you got to stay near us to protect. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everyone's buying, as far as I'm aware, their particular type of weapons, combat armor, a grav belt. That's it. No one's buying any other technology that they think they need. As I said, I'll give you the list of, I mean, you do have a very well stocked medical bay. You won't have to worry about any of that shit. There will be some combat drugs in there as well. Not a hell of a lot, but there will be some. So
Okay, how much? Sorry, how much was a grav belt? Was that what you said?
100.
100,000?
yeah, 100,000.
Okay. All right, I'll take that.
And if you like, don't you have 0G weapons or something, Pierre?
Me, Will Weaver has. I think the other guy was
Oh.
NPCing sort of.
Okay.
No 0G stuff. That's not
Okay.
a skill in the sheet. It's not even a skill in the sheet.
Okay. But if anyone would like to get a snub pistol, it's a 0G weapon or accelerator rifle.
I'll buy
Laser
one.
rifle.
Sure, I've got
Laser
pistol skill.
Yep.
I've
No,
got
it's
a
not
pistol.
pistol. Because I've already got
Yeah,
snub.
you never know, because if you're in a 0G situation, you don't want to get accelerated. You could fire it without being accelerated. Yeah, and it sounds like we could be in a whole variety of shady situations, so we might as well buy what we can. I mean, we got a ship's locker. We've got total access to a revamped ship. Let's load up. Let's be ready.
Let's be
Does this
pirates.
guy have any?
Let's be
does this guy
pirates.
have any grenades?
You can buy, if you open up the Merc book, you can, apart from the battle dress and the other, well, you can't use a plasma gun or anything like that unless you've got a snub pistol. Here we go. Snub pistols cost 150, and combat versions are 150, loaded 20 rounds, 40 credits per round, and that basically your snub pistol that costs 10 rounds is a trank. We're talking about either high explosive or high explosive armor piercing, so it depends on what you want.
4D damage for a pistol. That's screaming awesome.
So
And,
do you,
it's
yep. So 40 credits.
There's also, I think, Gauss rifle. I think it's the
Yep.
same amount of damage.
Yep, Gauss rifle, it's got a better range, I think. Yep, but a pistol is pretty bloody good, really. So,
Oh,
yeah. So, depends on which version of the snub you want. The normal version or the military version. Because they are different prices and different things.
Hell, I want the military, man.
Okay, so military version of the snub, as I said, costs 150.
Now we have the high explosive.
Yep, and it's
Yeah.
got 20 rounds. Costs 40, and you're using high explosive, not high explosive armor piercing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep. All
And
good.
I'll buy 100 rounds, a total of 100 rounds.
Okay, so that's 5 clips.
Yeah.
Yep, sweet as. Don't forget you can buy just hand grenades as well. But there was some other things I was going to look into. Don't have it right with me. Sorry, give me a second. Is that it? No, that's not it. That is not it either. Good one, Steve, you've lost it. Just if there's anything else you want to buy, guys, now is the time, because once you're in jump, you won't be getting anything.
Yeah, I'm just going over all the books.
Yep, no, that's all cool. That's all cool. Oh, I wonder where it went to. Damn.
So I can't remember whether or not I've got the military or normal snub pistol.
I thought you had the high explosive.
So that's military. So
Yep.
I got heap rounds. Yeah.
Heap rounds, yep. So you've got 20 rounds in a magazine.
Alright.
Because the
that's
standard
just
trank
one.
has 10 rounds, but it just tranquilizes.
I got trank and heap.
Cool. So you get 10 rounds in a trank.
Just thinking if there's any like non-combative equipment we could use.
Yep. Just opening up. I'm just seeing what I've got here.
Like,
Okay,
like
so
computer.
I've just found my thing, so you might have to redo the whole life support, sorry guys. But for each ton of life support bought, it equates to just over an extra 16 weeks of life support for one person, and the cost of that is 24,000 credits.
24,000 credits for 1 ton, but that's
So
16
each
person.
one ton is 16 weeks each. So we
Yeah.
only need 7 tons.
Yep.
7. We'll just buy 7 tons then. Each we pay 24,000 for that. So actually, that's a better deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. we're
The
better
other
off.
thing you could consider, Sid, is a survival kit. I don't know if
Yeah.
that, so that's filter, respirator, 4 liters of water, food for 30 days, 30-day cold light stick, manual torch, long-range comlink beacon, manual generator, 4 signal flares, tarp cord, 300 meters, rope 50 meters, grappling hook, 24 climbing spikes ladder, hammer, machete binocs, shelter chute, heat pump, waterproof irrigation, pills, raft, compass, fish hooks, line, waterproof matches, survival manual, all in a small kit that weighs 11.5
I say we
kgs,
get 1 each.
2,500.
I'll
So-
buy 1.
If you need one, that's how much they are, and it encompasses all of that. The only other thing that you might want to get from the main book is for like low light goggles and all that sort of stuff.
I've already
goggles.
got that.
Sweet. But I mean, the others, if they haven't,
Yeah.
they might want to look at
yeah,
some
I
of
got
that.
a scope.
Scope, cool. So there's electronic sights, there's telescopic sights. Should be.
I'm
IR
sorry,
somewhere.
could you go back to the life support? You
Yes.
say 1 ton is 16 weeks for one
16
person.
weeks
How
per
about
Yeah. Yep.
And how
it's
much is the cost again
24,000 credits
for
So
that
it's-
ton?
for the whole
So
ton.
it's
Yeah,
8,000 more than what we were.
yeah. But you only need to buy 1 ton, and you've got the whole 16 weeks.
It's communicators.
actually a better deal.
Communicators?
What are we using for communicators?
I don't know. What are you wanting to use? So short range, medium range.
So if we buy one ton,
Are they equipping us with
Nope.
comms? Or
No,
we
you're
gotta buy-
expected to equip yourself. They give you the ship.
Yeah, well, guess what? We gotta buy some comms.
Yep. So medium range, just because they weigh small, they're only 250 and they weigh 0.1 of a kilogram. And I'm just trying to find out how far a medium range takes you. Medium range comm takes you out to 50 kilometers. I don't think you're going to need much more than that.
Yeah, but
Well, your
I got
suits,
size problems.
your combat suits take you out to 500 kilometers.
Oh, they've got short ones.
Short range are up to 5,000 meters.
So the combat armor, well, we'd buy some medium range ones just in case we weren't in combat armor.
Mhm.
And the combat armor already has long range communicators built into it, is what you're saying.
Yep.
And we all got, at least if we don't have a battle dress, we all at least have combat armor, right?
If you bought it, yes.
you're
How
gonna
much
buy
was combat armor again?
Combat arm was 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
20.
Dropping the bucket for the mill we got right now.
Yeah. No, not really. They've all just been dense. I'll take a.
Now we have all the engineering and mechanical tool sets and medical kits and everything that we need aboard the ship, or do we need to buy all those too?
The ship comes with the basics like a mechanical set, electric sheet engineering set. That's basic.
I see
It'll
there's a med bay in there. There's a little
Yeah.
med lab too.
the med lab is totally equipped. But it'll only have 1 med kit in it. If you want more,
Well, we have a surgeon or somebody with us that's a doctor. Right?
well,
I think we would
possibly.
What's
It
the highest
depends.
tech level again?
The highest tech level that you can easily buy stuff in is 12. Anything over that is difficult for several reasons.
Yeah.
But you can try to buy stuff.
No, I don't need it.
Okay, so don't forget, guys. You've also got things like binoculars, infrared goggles, light intensifier goggles, all that sort of stuff, if you wish.
give us some of that.
Yeah. 900 credits for a video recorder. Part of your
God,
bill.
that's expensive. You can tell that's
Yep.
in the 70s there.
Yep. Med kit is 1,000 if you want an extra
it's
one.
4-hearted video recorders.
Yep. So it'll take a few knocks.
Yeah. Good old 1970s traveler.
Yeah.
Alright.
little pink fuzzy balls hanging from
Alright,
it.
so
Yeah.
we got a mechanical tool set.
Yep. You got one on board
Yeah,
ship.
that comes with it.
We got medical.
One. If you want more, you're gonna have to pay them
I
at
say we get
1,000.
more medical kits and medical supplies. I mean, we should get a gear where
Yeah.
if we need to even do surgery and shit, you know,
No,
we
no.
get seriously hurt.
Hold on, Jerry.
Mhm.
We got electronic tool set.
You got
Let's make
1
it,
electronic, 1 mechanical, and 1 engineering, and 1 medical.
Alright. I'll go on a medical, on an extra medical kit.
Mhm.
So I don't know, someone put that down somewhere.
And I'll buy an engineering kit, some more engineering stuff. Since I'm an engineer, I'm your primary engineer, I think, on
Okay.
this mission.
1.5 thousand
Beautiful.
for the mech. 1,000 for the med.
I have some personal. I believe I have a recorder. Don't
Not sure, maybe.
I? Yeah, video recorder.
Okay.
That.
Did
I'm
anyone?
also curious, is
Yeah.
this ship classified as a merchant or a,
Yep,
or a naval
merchant.
or stealth vessel?
Merchant.
Merchant.
Armored merchant. Don't forget, guys, to look at personal devices. They may be helpful or not. I don't know.
Oh, I already have one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean the only other thing that, let's just have a look. Where are you? Entirely up to you whether you feel you need one or not, an artificial size shield.
Already got one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, one. Yeah.
I will buy one. I think we've made that. Yes. Yes.
I made the most judicious shopping before, so I'm sort of an office desk type guy. So all I have is like you know, 2 chain-linked machine guns in a pantographic mount arrangement. Simple office.
Just
desk
simple,
gun,
yeah.
That's all. A desk
Got to be
gun.
minimalist, ADP. Got to be minimalist.
Yeah, how much is this size shield?
4,000.
4,000.
Yep, weighs a
4,000.
kilo.
Yeah,
Yep.
but you know what? When an alien's trying to rape your mind, it'll be a nice thing to be wearing.
And we're going into some strange alien shit.
So
Yep.
it's better to be safe than sorry.
And did anyone think of any like hand-to-hand weaponry? And we've got some of those guys.
Blade.
Yeah.
Blade. Yeah.
I've got a blade already.
Yep. Cool. Just asking. That's all, guys. Just to make sure, you know, because sometimes having or not having a blade is that difference.
Yeah, and bring Glenn's halberd or whatever he's got.
Halberd. Oh, his boarding halberd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halberd.
the can opener.
I think we're gonna need to let Glenn, you know, maybe let Glenn know where his money's at. Send him an email and let him make all the purchases he needs to.
Yeah.
Let him for himself.
So Mantar, I take it you've already looked a little bit at what Devon's got on his personal list.
Yep. He's
Yeah.
pretty well kitted out.
Yeah. Yeah. His combat armor also has the chameleon stuff on it, not the battle dress
Yeah, I
though.
noticed that.
Yeah. Okay, so you sort of understand the role of Devon was to blow things up and
Shoot.
kill things,
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious.
dismember things in the most gruesome possible way that you could think of.
I don't think I need any extra ammo. Cause I don't really fire that much.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me to reset my ammo, I guess, to whatever mounds. We had mounds of ammo on the old ship.
Which was not yours, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
it was all
I
given to
bought
you.
my own ammo.
Okay,
So
that you take.
That's not.
Yep, that you take.
Yeah.
That you take. So his character Teddy doesn't have med. Devon doesn't have med. A lot of other people saying they don't have med.
By the way, tapes for
We
your
need
video
a med.
recorder.
Yeah, tapes.
Tapes for your video recorder, 2 credits each. That's hilarious.
Alright. Buy $100 worth of it, so 50 tapes.
Rightio. Awesome. So the problem will be for, I'm assuming, Glenn or well, actually Glenn can take Teddy if this new guy Patrick takes Dane or Gaius, because both of them would be your medic. So you tell me which oh, I haven't filled in Gaius. Damn. Okay, it's gonna have to be Dane. But Gaius had like laser. I know Teddy has missiles. Who else has laser?
I have laser.
Like gunnery laser. Sorry.
Oh, gunnery, no.
No. I know
I
Gaius
have
did.
gunnery laser and I have gunnery screens.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you're going to be in the engineering block.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, Negan. You said you've got engineering as well.
Yeah, I got engineering 1.
Okay.
Well,
right.
in a pinch though, can't I do both I mean,
Minus one
of
on
them at a
each.
negative if you have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you and Negan might have to swap around in the engineering bay
Okay.
if you're in combat at the moment. I mean, it depends on.
And I also have a very, very high dexterity, so
Yeah.
I mean that's a bonus.
Yep.
It's an extreme bonus.
Okay, so it looks like Glenn can keep if he wants to Lance, and then the other guy can take Dane or Gaius. I'll have to fill Gaius in, but both of them have good mid. Ah, there's a snow pistol. Yep. Dane has a snow pistol. And he'll have lots of money to buy all this stuff anyway, so I'll just send an email off to Glenn to say that. Okay, guys, how are you coming? You got everything you need, do you feel?
I think so.
I still have control of Dane's sheet. I can put
Yep.
in his total cash outlay and expenses.
Yep, that'd be cool. If you do that, then at least if you want to record that he's bought a ton of life support for himself and put in so much to the missiles, and then he's got the rest, I'm happy for him to retcon and say what he's bought.
Yeah, yeah. The characters have a missile fund. How cool is that?
Well, you're mercenaries, you know. It's what you do.
And our credit is good. We're the AAA team.
At the moment.
How much longer do you want to play Steve tonight?
About another half hour, if that's okay, guys. Or is or do people need to move on?
I think you can do a half hour. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like we're gearing for another big adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I always love to finish. You know me. I love to finish on a cliffhanger.
Are you still there?
Yep.
Just cut off saying cliffhanger.
Yep. That's it. That's what I said.
I was reading as far as PGMPs, or I don't know if fusion guns are the same way, but PGMPs, it says you can recharge them with the ship.
Yep.
Is that the same thing?
No, fusion for some reason use. Hang on, I'll get to where can I find it?
It is. It says, yeah.
I don't think it actually describes.
mercenary book.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
Yeah,
the entry. I've got
mercenary.
the FGMP15. Well, there's a 14. At tech level 14, the FGMP14 replaces the PGMP13. But it doesn't actually give me much of any
Yeah,
other
if you
sort
go
of.
up to the PGMPs, it talks about
Yeah.
recharging, but like the first one, it talks about may take 4 hours to charge
Yep,
the ship.
yep. But I think in the back of the
Oh, wait a minute. Right here, Fusion Gun Man Portable. 6 extra power packs cost 65,000 credits. Refueling them costs 50 credits. So Fusion Gun's power, if you're going by the game, you just had to pay for the original power pack. It's not credits or shots. Refueling or charging it costs 50 credits.
Yeah.
It's a power source thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, in here it says that you've got how much it costs and how many shots you get for that cost.
For the 65,000, the original cost, you get 50 shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once those 50 shots are up, you can recharge it for 50 credits.
Yep.
You're paying for the power pack. The
Yep.
power pack is capable of 50
So
shots,
you
it's
would
done.
need another power pack.
Okay.
Where's the cost of the power pack?
It says credits 100,000. That's for the gun. Power packs, is that right? Yeah, the power pack is 65,000. Extra power pack 65.
Okay, so you've bought yourself a gun and an extra power pack.
Yeah.
Yep. So Mantar, you've got a gun with a power pack in it, and that'll give you 50 shots. and you've got a spare power pack that's charged up with another 50 before you've got to charge them up.
Alright, so 100 shots. That should
Yep.
be enough to kill pretty much anything.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Oh my god.
Oh, it also says that
that's
it's
enough
like
to take out a city, dude.
Yeah, but hold on. What happens if we go up against Cthulhu again?
Yeah.
We're going into that territory, dude. Remember?
Yeah. Well, not the Cthulhu
These
one.
characters
But,
just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't know it.
And
So-
Devin feels pretty confident.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So we worked that out. That's all good. Okay, guys. If everyone has sort of got what they want and there's no other major things that they need, I'll find that list of medical stuff and put that in and I'll invite you, Mantar, into the G Plus and the Dropbox that we use for the game, for this game.
Yeah.
So you'll get a couple more emails to hook up to all those sort of things. I'll put down in the G Plus, in the Stardust, all the different drugs you've got and all that sort of stuff, but it'll be there eventually. Okay, so now your hop ship requires a couple of extra rolls. It's not a jump ship, it's a hop ship. So this will be fun. So first of all, I need the engine will not click over. That you cannot engage the engine until you've acquired a certain level of efficiency in the engine. This is a prototype sort of ship. So Nagan, you can try to help Rogers.
You need an engineering roll first.
Yep.
right?
So Nagan first. So that's yours, but Nagan, what have you got? Can you pump that up at all? You do. Okay, Rodio, you're out the gate. You're ready. Okay. Yep. The other thing is, because you're going into a hop drive, a hop space, your gravity envelope is actually smaller. You don't need, like, is it 100 in the other one? It's only 10. It's 1/10. So you only need to be 10 out of the planetary gravity well.
Really?
Yeah. So you guys are
that's
sort of,
nice.
yep. So you come out of the system pretty quickly, out of the planet. Okay. You for this first one, you're going to require a nav roll. Thank you.
Who's our nav?
Will.
Oh yes, okay.
Yep.
And I
Until you get
just,
into their space and take a whole lot of readings and stuff.
Okay, I've just finished all of Dane's money.
Sorry.
edition.
So remember
now-
how we do it is you roll 1d6 and add your skill level to it. I roll a d6 and I know sort of roughly where you've ended up.
Oh, okay, right. So that's, you're talking about my nav skill.
Yep.
All right, 1d6 plus 1.
You better hope I rolled well, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Rodio.
Bad.
Tacoma.
Can he
You-
double check that?
He can't double check it. That's the problem.
He thinks it's that good.
He thinks that that's what's going to happen. This is how the nav roll goes.
All right, let's
He
go.
only rolled
Yeah.
one. Hey, wait a minute. He only rolled 1d6. He needs to
Shut
roll
up.
2d.
No,
Shut up.
no, he doesn't.
Nope.
He just needs
It's
to roll
1d6,
one.
he said.
Yep, 1d, because I rolled the other one. You don't know
All
where
right,
you
what
are.
What am I rolling, Steve?
You're rolling the
Oh,
2d6 to make sure the whole thing doesn't blow up in your face. You don't blow up. You engage into hop space. The minute you start engaging, the blast shields come down. Boom, you cut off from whatever is out there. And boom. I need you all to make...
we get stranded on the first roll.
Yep. And I need you all to make... Imagine the misjump space. Because we're not talking 66 anymore, folks. I need you guys to give me an endurance check, please. 2d6. Your endurance or less.
2d6.
Yep. Tell me whether you get it or not.
Over by 1.
Okay, you're feeling nauseous, and yeah, you got to go relieve yourself because yeah.
Captain first!
Yeah.
My endurance is 9. I'm at a
Cool.
4.
Cool. So it looks like the captain.
2 over.
Okay, Negan, you are okay. Rogers, you're sort of deftly stepping out of a lovely puddle of whatever Negan had for dinner this morning, breakfast this morning. He's gonna have to clean that up and get himself sorted because
Oh wow.
different set of space.
So if you don't make the rolls, hop space, you get like jump sickness.
You're getting used to a different level of existence. Yeah. Okay, so Negan and at least Tacoma, you had the internal fortitude to be able to hold on until you got somewhere a bit more private. Unfortunately, Negan, it just all came up.
Bummer.
Anyone want to look out the window?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, rightio. Rightio, just asking.
Why not?
Okay.
Brave, I'll do it.
No, you don't want to. No, at some other later stage, the group will tell you why, Mantar. Okay, so you guys are in jump
What is
space.
it like the Bill Shatner on Twilight Zone? Where he looks out and there's the alien on the.
No, you're looking at jump space is bad for your brain already, but now you're talking hop space, which is levels higher than that. It can make you insane or fry your mind. I mean,
something
it's just
else.
A bad deal.
Something else.
You don't want to look at jump space.
Okay,
And now
so
this is hop space, so it's a big no.
boom, boom,
That's a big
boom.
no-no.
Coming in on Drogo space. Before you enter, I need a sensor from Will and a computer from, and this is extra rolls, a computer from Tacoma, please.
So that's a -1 because we're doing other things?
No, you're just doing that at the moment. You're not. You're just checking.
2, 7. I got a 7.
7, and Will, you got a 4. So you guys are coming out blind. You don't know whether you're coming out into a planet, inside the star, or whatever.
Oh, cool. This should be fun.
Yep.
Fun.
Yep. And basically, what you do in hot space, because it is slightly different, there is other sensory stuff that you have to do to make sure that you're placed where you need to. Yeah. So we're going to see. So hop space is just a tiny little bit more difficult to do. This is what you see. What's this one? Yep, that's what you do when you go into hop space. You see that, yeah, including the makeup. I love it. I love it. Rightio. Man, that would be shitty scary. Okay. Boom. You come out. You come out in. Give me a second. 1d6. Oh, no, that's too close. Yes, it's doing both. Oh no, it's just doing one. Okay, the second one. Okay, right, you come out short and you come out roughly mid-system, which means you're going to have to backtrack to get to the gas giant. Center suite, please, Will.
That's always electronics. There we go.
Okay, Will, you detect there is activity. There is communication activity. You didn't expect that. Not quite sure what the hell's going on here, but you will definitely want to tell people that you do have.
Well, they had only like 40,000 people or something.
Yep, and the tech level was low. No, you're listening to something a little bit more than very, very general chatter. You're listening to some sort of commercial endeavor. You're not quite sure.
Steve, that 12 roll was an engineering check. I'm checking
Yeah,
the guys right now.
yep. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, they're cooling off nicely. And all your fuel for the jump is gone. At 3G, you are going to take 96.2 hours roughly, so close to 4 days. You got to backtrack 4 days. So navigation roll, please. Will, an ordinary standard one, because you can double check this. You're in the system.
Okay. Whoops.
So you're just trying to make the shortest possible route. So the more you do it by, the you can cut off some hours. The less you do it by.
Beautiful.
Okay, rightio. We're gonna say that's gonna take it down to about 3.5 days before you get to the gas giant.
Half a day.
Yep. So Will, you need to start putting in a whole sensor sweep of the star systems over here, so you can start getting a better lock onto where you got to go next. So that'll be your, basically, apart from monitoring communications, that's pretty much what you have to do to try to update your star maps and stuff. Tacoma,
Okay.
piloting roll please, just to get you there. You should be no problems.
Yep, easy.
No problems there. And I just need to see, because you've already done the engines are cooling off, you're doing what you have to do to get everything sorted out there. And I just rolled that to see if you guys have an encounter, so just give me a second. Okay. No encounter. Oh, hang on. Boom,
Thank goodness for that.
hang on. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. No encounter. Although you do pick up Will, can you please give me another sensor sweep? Sensor roll.
Another one? Okay.
Yep, you did pick up a ship, but I won't be able to tell you what it is until you can give me a good roll.
Right.
Nope. You
And
pick up another ship. The only thing that's indicative is that it's a 1D ship, so 1G ship, so she's probably not going to catch up to you. Other point of concern is, I just need to see if you on your way there. On your way there, you have been detected about a day into your trip out. You get a signal, type beam signal towards you from inner system, demanding to know who you are. Do you remain dark? And do you want to try to plot to see if you can guesstimate how fast this ship
human
is?
signal. What's the?
It's intergalactic language. Intergalactic language. It's far away, so you know. Do you remain dark is what my question is first, and then do you want to try to
Yeah.
identify? Okay. Do
We're
you
gonna
want
remain dark.
Do you want him to try to identify anything he can,
Yeah,
passively or actively?
passive.
Okay. Will, give me a roll, please. Sensors.
passive sensors.
Curious enough to know what's it. Not
Okay.
really desperate.
Rightio. So the one thing that Will can tell you is that that ship is a 2G ship. So you already got a significant amount on it. It's probably going to, if you hang around the gas giant, you will probably engage it. But if you don't, if you basically refuel and start making your way out of system and let them, purify the fuel, hopefully you can play cat and mouse until you're ready to jump.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's just play cat and
Yeah,
mouse.
this is just a jumping point. We're not here to hang
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
Nah.
No.
Okay. So, getting to the gas giant simple. I need another.
Pilot or
Yes,
nav?
yeah, no, that's going to be hang on a second. Oh crap.
Pilot
Okay,
roll.
piloting roll please at a -2.
skimming.
-2. This
Minus
particular
what?
2.
Oh, so that'd make it an 8.
An 8 just, okay. Right, it's rough. This planet's atmosphere, you got to go in pretty deep until you get what you need. this atmosphere is extremely turbulent. It's bumpy, rough as. You fill up, and it's going to take you another. Well, although you can jump really quickly, the problem here, I mean, you can jump. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can jump in about 70 minutes after leaving the planet. The problem is the fuel's going to take a wee bit. So you got a day.
Purify.
Yeah, you got a day in system for it to purify, and then you can jump out. The other thing, just short of a day, so depends on how you want to go. You want to keep your distance, all that sort of stuff. You're just trying to evade.
I would suggest we just accelerate in the direction away from the other ship until our fuel's purified enough to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, just to hell with them. We don't want to deal with them. We're out of here. We're just getting some fuel. Bye.
Yep. Okay, so next question, where do you want to jump to?
That is a good question.
We got a nice range of 10,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking around 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Actually,
Yula?
yeah, 08. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can basically, we're at Drogo, which is on the edge of one subsector. We can.
Yep.
Each subsector is 8 wide, and so therefore it's obvious that we can go to 02.
That's
of the following
that's your
sector.
distance. Yep.
Yeah.
There.
And
Or pretty much anywhere over there.
I would suggest the unnamed planet next to Pollux Prime.
1,
Yeah, I was
2,
looking at
3,
that.
4,
Why
5,
is
6,
it unnamed?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Well-
That's right on the edge.
It makes, yeah, I agree.
Let's
So at
do
least
it.
I want to do a flyby by Nepchilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the Neptilians, man.
Okay, rightio.
You've
So
never
you're
had
heading,
that.
heading there. Okay.
Is that the
Neptilians are cool. Steve, you gotta post a picture of the
I
Neptilians
will.
for the new guys.
Mantar, yeah. Well, once he gets in the community,
But
he'll
as
just scroll down.
characters, we never knew them.
No,
The
that's right.
characters didn't know them.
Radio.
No, but one
Okay.
of us knows that there's something with the scout in that area.
Something's just, yeah, something odd going on there. So this place here, I'll have to give it a name. Nuon, N-E-U-O-N. There you go, Nuon. Nuon 4, that'll do. Okay.
Yeah, that's 10 and 4 lower subsector.
Yep, and I am going to be making up on the fly. Okay. Rightio. So, first of all, Nagan, engineering role, to see if you can
Okay.
help. You can help the other engineer. Yep. Okay. Before we do the other engine, I need to go back to Will. Will, can you give me a sensor roll from when you were trying to gather information on the starfield?
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Rightio. That's good. Okay. Next engineering roll, please. That's awesome. Okay. So no problem there. Okay. You've done what you had to do, so there's no navigation roll required. It's just now don't blow up ship roll. Where you go, Tacoma?
Cool, I love these rolls.
Boom! You're in hop space. Okay, this is only the
Looks
second
like the sudden
time.
game over.
Yeah. Only the second time you guys have been in hop space, so everyone does the same thing with their endurance roll, but everyone gets a +1. So,
Oh,
as
nailed
if...
it.
Yep.
Fucking no puking for me.
Right. Well, that means your number goes down by 1 or +1, but yeah.
Oh no.
Oops.
Oh man.
Okay, this time over by 2 again. No, over by 1. So this time, Nagan,
Yeah, I'm over
you
by
manage to hold it in before you get to the fresher, and it all goes down the bowl. Unfortunately, Will, the blast doors shut on the windows. You feel the jump into hop space, and then you just heave all over the control panels. Thank God it's sealed.
And then the blue Danube
Yuck.
waltz
You're
Yeah.
cleaning that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so then
it's
you well sort of sounds as all this puke is going
yeah.
out in 3 different directions.
Wait,
Yeah,
are we still playing with the idea that I'm still captain?
I guess so.
Clean it up!
Of course.
Weaver! Clean
Yes,
it
sir.
now!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, rightio. Let's hope re-entry is better. Is anyone doing anything in that week apart from your standard keeping up with my physical fitness stuff?
We had the very long-term training that's still ongoing for a year.
Was I able
Yep.
to decode all that scout message?
Well, you handed it
did they
all
take
over,
it?
so yeah, it's not in your possession anymore.
I guess it's just training then.
Alright. Okay, guys. Sensor sweep as you're coming out to Nuon.
We're calling it N-U-O-N, Nuon.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful. Nothing will hide from my piercing eye, roving eye.
Okay, and a piloting, and a computer roll, please. To
Computer.
Yep.
The anticipation.
I know.
It's rolling. It says it's rolling.
Cool.
What?
And that's where we finish.
What's going on? No roll.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
5 + 2.
Okay, radio. You get your sensors working. It chunks through the computers, heading over to Tacoma so he can work out what he's got to do. As you come out and the blast doors come up, the alert goes up. Brup, 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 whatever, however it sounds. You come out in a debris field, and that's where we'll finish it.
What a twist.
Yeah,
Oh, not a twist, but what a cliffhanger.
I know. Who knows what's going to happen? Okay, we'll just stop the recording.